ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich...
Since childhood, Hitler has been portrayed as an individual who enjoys solitude and is very serious. He is not particularly involved in relationships, whether sexual or romantic. Hitler created a public image as a single man without a home life, dedicated entirely to his political mission and the rule of Nazi Germany. However, there is evidence that he had relationships with several women during his lifetime. Although it remains a mystery, Hitler's first serious relationship was with his niece, Julie Rorbel. She was the daughter of Hitler's half-sister, who lived with Hitler in an apartment in Munich, while completing her studies. Hitler unexpectedly took a liking to the feisty girl. It is not known if Hitler and Rorbel ever had intercourse, but given Hitler's disinterest in sex, it is unlikely that they did. However, their relationship was more than just that of an uncle and niece. Like everything he cherished, the Führer was very possessive of Rorbel. Hitler regularly forbade her to wear certain types of clothing, or socialize without his permission. He also dictated whom she could meet and when, and prevented her from enrolling in a music school in Vienna. Initially, Julie felt flattered by her uncle's attention, but when Hitler forbade Rorbel to marry a man approved by her parents, she reached a breaking point. One morning, after Hitler left for a party meeting in Nuremberg, Rorbel killed herself after shooting a gun in her lung. When it comes to Hitler's love affairs, it's hard to separate the personal from the political. News of the suicide spread throughout Munich, giving rise to many rumors. At the time, newspapers speculated that Hitler himself had killed her. Meanwhile, Hitler was so confused by the accusations that he briefly considered quitting politics. Contrary to common belief, Rorbel's death had a significant impact on the Führer. Upon returning to Munich, he gathered her belongings in one room, and declared that the room would be used as a memorial. During the Nuremberg trials, Hermann Göring also commented that Julie's death had a negative impact on Hitler. After being appointed as the Chancellor of Germany, Adolf Hitler's charisma shone even brighter, making him admired by many women. Unity Mitford was a British socialite, known for her relationship with Adolf Hitler. Both in the United Kingdom and Germany, she was a prominent supporter of Nazism, fascism, and antisemitism. When enrolling in a language school in Munich in 1934, Mitford became obsessed with Hitler. After dining at the same restaurant as the German Chancellor for several months, Hitler invited her to dinner. The socialite quickly positioned herself as a trusted member within Hitler's inner circle. She not only appeared at celebrations like the Bayreuth Festival, but also accompanied him to diplomatic events, including the 1936 Summer Olympics. Mitford even delivered a strongly anti-Semitic speech, openly stating that, according to her, the British were unaware of the threat posed by Jews. Despite causing public outrage in England, Hitler rewarded her with a carved gold swastika badge. Hitler's relationship with Mitford abruptly ended with the onset of World War II. Some Nazi officials, including Albert Speer, urged Hitler not to discuss military matters in front of foreigners. Essentially, Mitford pleaded with Hitler not to go to war with her home country. However, when England declared war on Germany, she attempted suicide with a pistol given to her by Hitler. Unlike Rorbel, Mitford survived her suicide attempt, and was taken to the nearest hospital. Hitler promised to cover the costs of her treatment, and promptly scheduled a visit. Upon learning that the gunshot had permanently damaged her brain, Hitler arranged for Mitford to be brought across enemy lines and returned to England. In England, she spent the remaining days in care. Doctors deemed it too dangerous to remove the bullet from her head, and on May 28, 1948, Mitford died from meningitis, caused by swelling around the bullet. At the age of 17, Eva Braun worked for Heinrich Hoffmann, the official photographer of the Nazi Party. Initially employed as a shop assistant and saleswoman, she quickly learned how to use a camera and develop photos. It was during this time that she met Adolf Hitler, who was 23 years older than her. Their relationship was kept highly secretive, and Braun was not allowed to be seen in public with Hitler, or accompany him to Berlin. Braun's political influence on Hitler was also minimal. She was never allowed to stay in the room during business or political discussions, and she was excluded when cabinet ministers or other officials were present. Like most women, Eva Braun also sought attention. When rumors of Mitford's potential marriage to Hitler spread, Eva Braun attempted suicide to get Hitler's attention. In 1936, Braun became part of Hitler's household at the Berghof, near Berchtesgaden, Bavaria, Germany. During the war, Braun lived a protected life. Although the Berghof could be considered closed, Hitler's servants stated in their memoirs that there was no visible physical contact or displays of affection in public between the two. In early April 1945, Braun traveled from Munich to Berlin to be with Hitler in the Führerbunker. As Nazi Germany collapsed towards the end of the war, Braun pledged her loyalty to Hitler and stayed by his side in Berlin, refusing to leave even as the Red Army approached the capital. After midnight on April 28 to 29, Hitler and Braun married in a small civil ceremony inside the bunker. The event was witnessed by Joseph Goebbels and Martin Bormann. Following the ceremony, Hitler hosted a simple wedding breakfast with his new wife. When Braun married Hitler, her official name changed to Eva Hitler. At the time, Braun was 33 years old, and Hitler was 56. Their marriage lasted for less than 40 hours. After getting married, they both decided to commit suicide, with Braun biting into a cyanide capsule, and Hitler shooting himself in the right temple with his pistol. German citizens even discovered the relationship between Hitler and Eva Braun after the end of World War II, when many documentations, books, and historical recordings detailing Hitler's personal life and the existence of Eva Braun were revealed to the public.